Okay, so part three. We left off. We've made the hello world. Now in this section, I'm going to focus on making the the head components of the app. So just to do a little clean up, I'm going to remove. First, let's create the the file for the header. So header.js. We can do that. That's easy. Now, I honestly envision us having loads of 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 files. So I think what we should do is this: loads of components. Let me actually make this first. So we can say import React from React. We're also gonna import the basic stuffs. Can I just grab it from here? I can just grab it from here. All the boilerplate stuff. Okay, so this is the head components. We're gonna make it a functional base instead of a class base. We're gonna pass some properties. I'll show you how to do that. We don't. You know what? Let me not introduce that yet. We'll just naturally get to it. So return. So what are we returning? Obviously view, and then we need what we're gonna pass in here. But we need to export this. So export header. Now I'm doing this a little different. You notice I'm not saying export default like I did here. App. The reason being is that I'm going to have at the end of this app we're going to have a lot of components, and then this is going to get really messy. We're going to have a bunch of import statements here. So in order to just make our life easier, I would assume it's best to just let's just you know what, let me show you first and then you see what I mean. So let me make the file index.js. So inside index.js is very simple. We're going to export everything. So the first thing we're going to export is we'll export start from, we're going to export the header. Is it inside? Well, it should go through. Interesting. I thought JavaScript would bring it up because then it's in the same directory. That's fine, whatever. Alright, so next, now that we have created this index.js from components, we need to bring it in from the apps. So we can say import. We're going to import the header from here from so apps. No, we need to get src. Is it so? Apps is not inside the src folder. Let's see. It is inside the src folder. So we need components. No, components. Okay, beautiful. So that's all we have to do, and now we can use the header over here. Okay, so we don't really need this anymore. That's done. Now we can just focus on having we don't need the text here. So let's make the header. So we can say text. Let's see if it still works. Hello world. You know, we shouldn't be able to. We should be able to. see it still work. Let's see. We can test this right now actually. Okay, it's running. Okay, it's still there. Hello world. That's fine. This is good. So our code, we can still see it. We just need to, add some styles to it. So let's create a style sheet over here. So we can say, let's see, const styles, no, small letters. So the first style I'm going to make is a view container. I'm going to make a view container style, and I'm also going to make a text container style. It's going to have stuff like the font size, 18, things like that. We can say, what else? Color. That's fine. The color is black. It's fine. There's no need to fix that. Okay, so we can deconstruct this. Say view container and text container are both coming equal styles. Okay, this is nice. And then style equal view container, and then style here equal text container. Okay, we need to add some information to this. Let's see how it looks anyway. To refresh this, you press Command R. Look, Command R as to refresh. So we still see it as in the top left corner. And I know you guys really cannot see how it looks, but it's there, right there. So I'm gonna add padding to it. Well, what padding does is just, it basically pushes in all the corners, the left, the top, the right, the bottom by 30. Let's do that. Apply the padding of 30. It's beautiful. We see right away. Okay, now that we did a padding of 30, let me move this. Let's do a margin. Let's create a margin top. Put a margin there of 10. And then let's see. Let me see how this looks. The margin of 10. Okay, that's good. You know what? I'm gonna hide. You know what? To see what you're working with, I always tell people to put a background color. If you put a background color, you can see right away what you're working on. Background color. Let's make it a yellow. Just for now, we'll remove this background color. I promise. This is just to see what we're working. So this is where we're working. See? This is beautiful. So now you can actually see what happens when we push things. So if I decrease the padding, make it a 10, watch what happens. You see that? So the section that we are working on is just decreased. What the padding does is basically it stretched it out all the edges and pushed in all the content within this elemental box that we have. All right, so 30. Let's make it go back to normal. So let's give it a height. Again, I would remove the background color. That is just there for you guys to see what you're working on. I'm going to give it a height. 70. Now, where am I getting these numbers from? Remember, I've made this app already. I'm just going over it with you guys, showing you basically the steps that I took and how I did it. So I basically played with the numbers to see which one that I liked. So this is how I'm getting my numbers. Height of 70, it's a little bit too small. It goes in. I'm gonna try 80. 80 is good. 80 is just fine actually. Now the thing is that this is within. Let's see. So the container here is within flex. So here flex is 1. So what we can do is this. We can say so this is this here has become a flex element. So because the header is a flex element, properties like align center would work on it. So align items, I'm sorry. So align items basically works on the cross axis of the flex direction. So that's what that does. So let's see. Align items. We can make this center. Let's see. Center. Beautiful. This is perfect.